Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, Someone help! I was down by the harbor watching the stars when I saw it. A rowboat coasting into the marina, and a figure slumped over inside. He and the boat were on fire. Since I was a kid, I've always had vivid dreams. And for a long moment, standing alone on the dock, I was certain I was dreaming. Like I'd seen all this before. The lone flame skimming across the water towards a quiet little town, cloaked in darkness so absolute that everything seemed numb. So I did something that felt perfectly logical to dream Marlowe. The cold of the November ocean water stung me awake, pushing the air from my lungs. I couldn't catch a full breath. My arms refused to move. But I felt a current pulling me away from the dock and towards the flaming boat. I had to swim.
I'm coming. Can you hear me? Sir, take my hand. You need to jump, sir.
He just sat there, hands folded patiently in his lap. I didn't understand. And when I got close enough to try and help, I saw his face. Its face. Sitting in the rowboat, on fire, was a half-melted mannequin. I'm Marlowe Verne, and this is What Happened in Skinner. I tried to struggle back towards the marina, but my arms were locking up. The stabbing pain gave way to numbness, and with every stroke I was fighting the current of the outgoing tide. I was so tired. Too tired. And I wasn't getting any closer to the dock. I was going to die. That was. Until...
Who's out there? Oh! Here! Come on now! There you go. Now, hold on. Easy does it. That's it. Oh, look at you. Let's get you warmed up.
Before I completely knew what was happening, I was sitting aboard a houseboat, wrapped in a blanket with a mug of peppermint tea. And across the table, staring at me intensely, was Horace Snell, a middle-aged man wearing a terry cloth bathrobe, a pair of sweatpants, and a scarf that must have been 10 feet long. Thanks.
It's lucky I heard you. Reckon you only had a minute left, didn't you?
Yeah. The current was.
It's a king tide tonight. Would have taken you straight out. If the cold didn't get you first, or the beasts.
Beasts?
Great whites, sea lions, merfolk.
Now that he mentioned it, Horace had mermaid stuff everywhere.
Well, even the jellies.
Merfolk?
I thought you were one of them for a minute there. Until I saw you swim.
Sorry to disappoint.
Someday. What possessed you to jump in there in the middle of the night?
You didn't see the boat on fire?
Oh, sure. What about it?
But I saw someone sitting in it.
Uh-huh. Where are you from,
Marlowe.
Marlowe.
Seattle.
I suppose you don't get many burning boats up in Seattle.
Do you get many down here?
Oh, yes.
Why?
Lots of shipwrecks on this island. A lot of ghosts.
I've been hearing that.
Suppose this is one way folks like to keep the old stories alive.
Why the fire, though?
I reckon it goes back to the tale of the Skinner's Pride. Story goes, a pirate made a deal with the devil to steal the most beautiful ship on the island. But as soon as he cast off, the devil came to collect. The pirate tried to outrun him, racing through the harbor and out to the sea as the devil's flames engulfed the ship around him. Yeah, that's the story anyways. You gotta hand it to the pirate. He kept going even when there was no hope. True grit. Folks don't usually jump in the drink to save them, though. Maybe there's a bit of merfolk in you after all.
Maybe.
What brings you to Skinner?
Stories, I guess. Looking for stories.
You found the right place. But keep your wits about you, yeah? There's something new in the air these days.
What do you mean?
A lot of folks going missing here and on the mainland. Maybe not the time to be tempting the merfolk with a late-night dip.
You actually believe in merfolk?
When I was a boy, the sea nearly took my mother. A sneaker wave swept her right off the rocks. To her dying day, she swore it was the merfolk that saved her. She was a good woman, and one day I'd like to give them my thanks.
That's sweet. But then, why warn me about them?
I reckon they're equal parts noble and savage, just like people. Speaking of, if you ever need safe harbor on your quest, you know where to find it.
Thanks. I wish I could have been your mermaid, Mr. Snell. He offered to walk me back to the motel, but I insisted I could manage. So I left him there, sitting in his bathrobe, staring intently at the tea leaves in my cup.
Yes, I'll be back in town in 2 weeks. There's something I need to take care of first.
Blow me down, Marlowe, Vern. What happened to you?
I tried to save a ghost pirate from a terrible death, and then an old man thought I was a mermaid.
I did say you shouldn't go out and Skinner after midnight. Gets real weird here.
Of course I love
I'm starting to see that.
you. Must be who I am meant
Sadie?
to be.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other ghosts I should expect to run into while I'm here? Any monsters under my bed I should know about?
No monsters down there, no. As for ghosts, we both know that'd be telling.
How do you think it'll turn out when you tell your husband that you're carrying his nephew's baby?
So that's the story of how this was almost a 2-episode podcast. Yeah. Real quick, I do want to say thank you so much to all of you who have tuned in and even reached out about this project. Welcome to the team.
You have one new message. Hey, it's me, Susan. From the note I just found on my front door, I'm guessing you're here? On Skinner? Hopefully not still outside my house. We should talk. It's been a long time. If you want to just call me, that should work now. Or we can meet in town if you want. If that's easier, we'll talk then.
Dude, she had you blocked.
Why would you say that?
If you want to call me, that should work now.
Yeah, what happened with you guys anyways?
Let's stay on topic. Anything new to report?
No, there's no record of Nash in any of the hospitals or in the correction system.
Whoa, he's out already?
That was fast.
Either that or he was never in to begin with.
Money talks.
The police chief here said something yesterday about how Nash might be done causing trouble, though.
Yeah, no clue. If you can get a hold of Susan, it'd be good to find out whether you need to be worried.
So hey, I've been reaching out to anyone who's claimed they saw Jasper Cook on Skinner. I'm trying to set up meetings for you.
That's great, Sean. Thank you.
You be careful, okay? I don't like what happened last night.
Sounds like that's just, I don't know, kids pulling a prank or something.
Yeah, people said that about the Manson family at first, too.
Kelvin.
Yeah, there goes.
Here's one thing about my life that's been true since I was 19. If Susan Wilde wants to see you, you go see Susan Wilde. So after spending the morning finishing up episode 2, I psyched myself up for the winding 5-mile pilgrimage to the Wilde mansion, which meant starting with the trip to the free bikes Rex had shown me down by the ferry terminal. Want to guess what was spray painted in angry red letters over the Skinner Transit Authority sign? Yup, she killed them all. A guy in a beanie was up on a stepladder, trying to scrub it away. Seriously, come on. Shit.
Hey, yeah, so you just gotta twist.
I've got it.
Oh, no, I mean, like, really, like, twist.
Oops.
Not your fault. It's not your fault. It's just, you know, what happens when you try to rescue a bike rack from the dump, and then, you know, people like you come by and use it as expecting it to work, and then it doesn't. And,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
you know, it's not your fault, really.
I knew his voice immediately, even though I hadn't seen him in years.
Welcome back to a glitchy, stormy episode of Pacific Legacies. Nice. I'm Greg Skinner, here with our illustrious guest host, Susan Wilde.
From the way he was looking at me, I knew he recognized me too.
Anyways. Hey. It's been a little while, hasn't it?
It has. Yeah. Whispers? Meet Greg Skinner. Broadway Metro Cinema is Eugene, Oregon's only independently owned movie theater. Featuring 7 screens of new release blockbusters, indie, and foreign films, and offering a wide variety of craft beverages, cocktails, and house-made food and snacks. Visit BroadwayMetro.com to reserve tickets or to schedule an affordable private screening. Open 7 days a week in downtown Eugene. In case anybody needs a refresher, Greg Skinner was the guy who found an old film reel stashed in his bedside table and convinced his best friend, Susan Wilde, to come over and watch it. Perhaps otherwise best known as the reason I'm here. We met 2 or 3 times when he came to visit Susan at the U of O in Eugene. He was this lanky kid with a crooked smile and a wicked sense of humor. He seemed super self-conscious back then, which I thought might have something to do with the setting. Susan said college was a sore subject for him, but he was fun once he got comfortable. Very into karaoke for someone who doesn't drink. His looks really haven't changed much, besides the black eye, but there's a gloom hanging over him that makes him look 10 years older than he is. That's a nasty bruise.
3 guesses who gave it to me.
I'm really glad you're okay.
That's thanks to Susan. She laid Nash out with a baseball bat.
Seriously?
Well, it definitely wasn't me. I was too busy screaming my face off.
I've been trying to get a hold of you all week. I DM'd you.
Sorry. Had to stop checking all that after the episode went viral. Too many people asking how I faked it or asking questions I couldn't answer about Susan's... Well...
Aramana?
Yeah.
That's actually why...
I know. I heard your first episode.
Really? What do you think?
I think that I'm not exactly feeling better about or whatever.
He climbed back up his stepladder and kept scrubbing away at the graffiti. I keep seeing that around. She killed them all. Is it like a local ghost story or something?
Not one I know. Could be the kids making up new ones.
Huh. Maybe. If it helps, Greg. I got to know a few local Aramana yesterday, and they actually seemed pretty alright.
That was fast. Figured it'd be at least another episode or two before they got to you.
Wait, what do you mean
They've
by
been
that?
keeping Susan busy, too. Every time I call this week, she says she doesn't have time to talk, and when I ask her what she's doing, she's like, damage control.
Do you think she's okay?
I don't know. I hope so, but...
She called me this morning. I'm going up there now. Would you maybe want to come with me?
With you and your recorder.
Well, the pair of you are kind of at the center of this story. Like it or not.
And who put us there?
I mean, I think you put yourself there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe that's true.
Is this bike share situation part of your job?
What? Oh, no. I work at the hardware store. The STA was just something I put together when it started to look like we'd be waiting a while on the new car ferry. I didn't want anyone out here to feel like they were stuck. You know?
Just then, I thought of an offhand joke Susan had made during the live stream.
Skinner Island as it appeared in 1929.
Founded by...
we didn't found the island, it was already there.
Cute.
But the town was founded by C.S. Skinner, my
great-grandfather, and I, Gregory, will restore Skinner to its former glory.
Yes, of course I will.
What do you know about Waco, Texas?
There's a cult there, right?
Yeah, almost 30 years ago. Over 100,000 people live there today. There are museums, parks, a major university. But the Branch Davidians are really the only thing I think about when I think about Waco. My audience could see Skinner for more than Aramana. But I need some help to make that happen. Any bikes you recommend?
Oh, you gotta take the whale.
The whale?
Yeah, this guy down here at the end. The white whale. I named him that because when the groaning noise he makes when you brake, he might just be the oldest thing on the island, so, treat him with respect.
Greg, I can't ride this thing. It's huge.
With a whale, it's all about attitude.
I have a terrible attitude while biking.
Perfect. So does the whale.
The offer still stands if you want to come with. I'd been hoping to really impress Greg with that exit. Instead, I wobbled along on the white whale for about 2 blocks before he made up his mind and caught up. On the way up to Susan's, I caught him up on everything I'd learned the day before.
Hold up. Island light? Is an Aramana front?
I don't think it's a front, but yeah. Rex and Imogen are definitely very involved in the
Try second gear.
local coven, thanks.
In the construction site. Out on the cliffs.
Catalyst.
If I get nothing else from all of this, at least I know now what that is. It was impossible to get close to that place without getting shoot off. Susan and I would joke that someone must be hiding a spaceship out there. I guess she knew it wasn't a spaceship. Share the road!
Wait, I think that's... It was a familiar-looking van with a lighthouse insignia on its side.
That's Rex, right? Was he following us?
Isn't that the only road to the South Island?
Doesn't mean he wasn't following us.
We meet again. Is the tour episode online yet?
My producer's finishing it up right now.
Looking forward. I don't suppose my envelope made it to Susan yesterday.
Oh, See, she wasn't home, and since it looked like it was going to rain, I didn't want to leave it on the porch, and then it did rain, so I had to take it out of the envelope and let it dry. Oh, what the hell? You're gonna listen to the episode.
You snooped?
I may have snooped.
That's okay.
Really?
I should have assumed a newly minted podcaster was going to be curious. Hey, you're Susan's friend, right? Greg?
That's me.
I heard a lot about you.
Cool. That's great.
You're heading up to Susan's now?
Yeah. I can take the car
I'm
for
actually
you.
headed up there myself. and that bike looks like a real handful, so if you guys want to ride...
Honestly, that sounds really... Oh, that'd be really nice, Rex. Look, if this wasn't an audio medium, if you could all see how steep that last mile was going to be, you would have done the same thing.
You already did that.
Do you have a better idea?
She told me this morning she'd be home all day.
Maybe she just didn't hear the knocker.
I promise you, she heard that.
Okay, how long do we have to wait until...
Marlowe, I thought you were gonna text me back.
Hey.
Afternoon.
What?
Oh, this is great. My ex just showed up on my doorstep to ask me a bunch of invasive questions about the worst night of my life, and she brought my best friend, my magister, and a recorder.
The Susan I knew in college would call me in the middle of the night to come get a spider in her dorm room. I'd figured she would be completely caved in on herself in the midst of all of this. And don't get me wrong. The woman now leaning against her front door, with hollows under her eyes and unwashed curls cascading down her back, didn't seem like she was doing well. But there was a steeliness to her that I had never seen before. I guess I didn't account for all the growing up Susan, Migdalia, Ciamara Wilde had to do since college.
The thing is, Mig, this all went viral.
Like I didn't know that?
No, like way viral. There's a subreddit, a Discord channel.
People are looking at Oromana as like a mystery they can solve.
And that's why you're here? To solve the mystery?
Well, to tell a story about Skinner. A lot of weird stuff is happening all over, including and outside of Aramana. I'm looking into Tanner Young's death, Jasper Cook's escape, all the disappearances happening along the coast.
And you two are both down with this?
Well, Oromana's out there now, whether we like it or not. I think we need to handle that with care.
And I guess I'm the Skinner consultant? Hey, you look like shit. What have you been doing in there all week?
I told you, damage control.
What does that mean, though? I haven't seen you. This guy says he hasn't seen you. She says she was up here knocking on your door for 20 minutes yesterday.
You were?
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, my sleep schedule's been a little off.
I'd say that's pretty understandable.
Can we maybe come inside?
Oh, just... The house is a mess right now, and,
Greg and I exchanged glances. We both knew that Susan wasn't exactly a neat freak. Was there something in there that she didn't want us to see?
How's the research been going?
Research?
Going. Digging into all the old family records, trying to find anything useful about 1929.
And? Have you found anything?
Marlowe, can we talk alone for a minute? If that's okay, Greg, Rex?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, we'll just go talk about stuff.
They wandered back towards the van, keeping a more than respectful distance from each other. Susan sank down to sit cross-legged on her welcome mat, rubbing her eyes.
Am I gonna wake up from this?
Real life. Sorry.
This is worth a shot.
This house is crazy. And you look great. I mean it.
You're still the worst liar I've ever met. How did you get Greg and Rex working together?
I don't know if they're working together. They're more like independent consultants, maybe.
Well, the three of you look pretty together to me. And you got Greg excited about this somehow, I can tell.
You think so?
I know so. He has that look in his eyes. What do you want from me, Marlowe?
I thought I'd feel better about the whole thing if I got your okay to do it.
Now that you're already a couple of episodes in, with listeners and sponsors?
One sponsor. I did try to reach out.
Right.
If it's what you want, I can keep my distance. tell you if I uncover anything interesting and send Greg or Rex by if you find something I should see.
Is that what you want?
And that's when I saw a glimmer of the Susan I used to know. A girl who was scared of spiders and hated waking up alone. Can I guess what you're doing in there? You're trying to fix it all by yourself, aren't you? You're holed up looking for an explanation for the real that's going to make Greg happy and Rex happy and let you sleep at night. I'm looking for all the same things. Let me help.
You have to promise to turn the recorder off if I ask you to.
Of course.
And you should probably run anything Rex tells you about Oromana by me before you publish it.
You don't trust him?
Of course I trust him. He's my magister, but Oromana's been a secret for centuries, and some people out here are going to be really pissed that he's speaking so openly with you.
They inherited, you mean? He took me to Catalyst yesterday.
He took... Okay, well... He needs to be careful. And if he's not going to do that, I need to be careful for him, you know?
I'll come to you first. Always.
One more thing. Get them to come up here and have dinner on Friday.
Rex and Greg?
Yeah. And you too.
I can make that happen. I can't tell you how relieved I am that you're doing this with...
I know. Thanks. Marlowe, if you're going to talk about the film reel and about Tanner Young, can you... I'm the last wild. Can you just be sensitive to that?
Sure, but why would that have anything to do with Tanner Young?
You okay if I just go up and get it?
Let me. I have it in the safe in my dad's office.
All right, if you're sure.
Susan had finally let us indoors, but with the strict rule that we stay in the foyer. It's kind of a moment when you first realize that your ex has a foyer, even if it does look like a tornado tore through it. There are books stacked in perilous spires. Loose diagrams and drawings and letters carpet the floor. I did a little stealthy reconnaissance, and down at the end of one long hallway, I spotted a wall covered with 70 or 80 index cards, all in Susan's loopy handwriting. Different ideas grouped together by string and yarn and fishing wire. She wasn't kidding about keeping herself busy. Greg, Rex, and I clustered awkwardly around the foot of the stairs, waiting for her to find whatever she was looking for up there. Is she involved at Pacific Rock?
No, not really.
She gets a trust. She's not on the board or anything, just gets a certain amount every year.
Well, there you go then.
I think she worries about talking a lot about the cannery with you. No, she doesn't want you to feel like...
What?
Well, there's some history there, no?
Ancient history.
Go on.
Okay. 1899. An industrialist establishes a fishing outpost on an uninhabited island 5 miles off the Oregon coast. He has dreams of building not only a cannery, but a town. And not only a town, but a community. The cultural hub of the Oregon coast. He sees on the island a chance to live an extraordinary life.
His name? Clarence Skinner.
5 points to Gryffindor. Everything was fine and dandy until his grandson, Clarence Skinner III, disappeared in the winter of 1929, along with 7 others. Things went downhill for the Skinners fast without Clarence 3.0. By 1933, Clarence Jr. and his younger son, Albert, were running the cannery into the ground. Couldn't catch a fish if it swam into their net.
Grief can do strange things to people.
And moonshine can do even stranger things. Rumor has it most of what the cannery brought in was paying for a rum runner from Vancouver to make special late-night deliveries to the Skinner house a couple times a week. And J.B. Wild stepped in and kept the cannery afloat. Without him, everyone in town would have lost their jobs.
Do you think Clarence Skinner III was in the real?
I don't know. No idea what he even looked like. The original Skinner mansion and everything in it burned down in the 70s.
Got it, Rex. And I know that tone of voice is Greg telling you island lore.
I don't have a tone of voice.
I actually didn't know most of that. Impressive stuff, Greg.
Thanks, I guess. Mig, what? Whoa! Mig! Shit. Put that away.
Susan was coming down the stairs carrying something I think you'd all recognize. The mace that we saw used as a murder weapon in the reel. The one Nash Morehouse almost used again last week.
Shit, sorry, Greg. I should have wrapped it in something.
Yeah, maybe.
The police brought it back last week, but I don't want it up here. Rex offered to take it to Catalyst for safekeeping.
I'll make sure it's locked up tight.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta get up.
You work nights now?
Sometimes.
Did you need a ride into town, or...?
No, I'm good, thanks.
I'm headed in anyway after I drop the mace off.
I guess I'll see you out in the open road. Shit, I forgot those were in there.
What is that?
Are these scalpels?
I don't know. I found them beachcombing this morning. I thought it was silverware set at first. King ties usually turn up some pretty good stuff, but this time, pretty weird stuff.
Those look like medieval torture devices.
There's writing on the box. Property of the MINSAN? Can you read that?
It's really worn down. I'll send this to the Discord team. See what they can make of it.
You really think it's anything?
Probably not, but they love stuff like this.
I think we'll get along. What was... Oh, I was gonna go.
I should too.
Greg, let's hang out soon. Just the two of us.
Yeah, I like that.
Dream team.
And then they were out the door. And it was just Susan and me.
Maybe I should...
I saw your wall.
I was afraid of that.
I love it.
It's kind of a lot.
Can I look at it up close?
I guess.
Up close, the wall was... Well, maybe Susan said it best. She clearly ran out of tape and pushpins early in the week. Most of the index cards were attached with whatever was close at hand. Nails, sewing pins, kitchen knives.
Like I said, a lot.
Have you found anything that explains the real? Or Minerva?
Honestly, nothing. It's like Minerva never existed. Her mom kept diaries her whole adult life, and someone went back in with a pair of scissors and cut out all the mentions of her ever having a daughter. What's that?
It's the whispers. What happened in Skinner? WHIS.
Oh, sure.
Yep, you get it.
If you need to talk to them.
Oh, no, it's just... We were going to meet tonight and go over the details of the Tanner Young case. You want to join?
I can't believe it's you. You were actually there that night.
Yep, lucky me.
Tell us about the power structure of Oramana. How far-reaching into the government and economic policy makers?
Maybe hold on to those for now, Calvin. Ethan, weren't you going to talk us through the details of...
Tanner Young. Yep. As we know, barista, 17, username Young Tan Man. He tried to post the first message late that night. In the cannery, no service, call 911. This is Tanner Young. Send police in danger, please help. Nothing else loading.
And it didn't go through.
As we figured out later, correct. He kept asking for someone to call the cops. He made 25 more posts as the night went on, up until, we think, shortly after midnight. They didn't upload to Reddit until 8:32 the next morning.
Right. So what's the new intel?
He died in an autoclave. You know, the big steam things? He cooked in one of those.
Ethan, we've known that for weeks. But what about his phone?
Do we think there's any chance his phone survived the night if it was sealed in with him?
Lithium batteries explode above 140 degrees.
And it would have been at least like 100 degrees hotter in there. So that, and then there's the steam pressure.
Yeah,
which would
so
have been...
that's a no, then.
Christ. That poor kid.
Don't hide in an autoclave, folks.
So, the post could have been a prank then, if the phone didn't survive.
Tanner was trespassing with a friend, something went wrong, and the friend posted all of this in a panic. Convenient theory.
I've been messaging kids at the high school.
Ethan, that's creepy.
No, it's cool. I'm in high school.
Wait, you're in high school?
And they say Tanner was kind of a loner. You know, he kept to himself. Didn't have friends who would have known his logins.
Still, my theory is that he was the target of a Winter of Terror copycat killer.
So, the convict, Jasper Cook.
Nash Morehouse.
Nash wouldn't have... No. When he gets upset, he's raging for like 10 minutes, and then it's like it never happened. He wouldn't stalk someone for hours like that.
Tanner's first Reddit posts all catalog unusual items hidden in shipments to the cafe. A melted radio, an amputation saw. Do those sound familiar to you? Maybe something you'd see at Catalyst?
I don't... Why? What are you...
How many times have you rewatched the live stream? Because when you do, it's pretty obvious. Nash didn't go down there because of some breakdown. He was sent down there to stop you. You were showing something they didn't want you to show. Same as Tanner.
I've grown up with these people within this faith, and we aren't murderers.
That's not what he's...
This thing is bigger than you, kid.
I don't think that's true, actually.
Then, respectfully, what do you think happened at Pacific Rock?
Okay, maybe that's good for now. Bye, you three. I'm so sorry. That was really inappropriate of him.
We should go to Pacific Rock.
What? You mean now? It's 10:30, Suze.
So it'll be empty.
I had been planning to go look around Pacific Rock Cannery the next day, when it was open, if I could get permission from the general manager. But hey, I'd already almost died once in the last 24 hours. Why not test my luck?
Okay, here we go.
Do you have a key or something?
I think there's a door with a key code on the side.
Oh, there it is.
0226.
Why'd you know that?
It's my mom's birthday. My dad came down here a lot.
5 or 6 huge machines, linked by conveyor belts, lined the cannery floor. No lights were on, but moonlight streamed in through the big windows looking back towards the mainland. I thought maybe I could see the lights of Florence out there, somewhere. It was a little bit comforting, somehow, to know that at least Tanner didn't die in total darkness. We walked around in silence for at least 5 minutes, using our cell phones as flashlights.
So, what are we looking for?
It wasn't about the boxes. Oramana owned the cafe. Those artifacts are going to Catalyst, but whatever happened here was someone else. So, let's figure out who.
Do you know which one's the autoclave?
This one in the back. Do you know how to dust for fingerprints? Or something?
What's upstairs?
Boardroom, Jam's office, security. My dad used to have... Marlowe?
Wait, come back. The autoclave's... Marlowe! Do not leave me alone down here.
The upstairs felt just as sterilized as the cannery floor, with one exception. General Manager Dale Ryland's office, where the walls were crammed full to bursting with yellowing photos, letters from fans of Pacific Rock tuna, and old fishing paraphernalia sticking out at odd angles. By the light of a cell phone, it all looked a little too much like the set of a Saw movie for comfort.
Okay, the general manager isn't exactly who I meant.
He must really love this place.
When I was a kid, he got a tattoo of tuna on one arm and a can opener on the other.
As a joke?
I desperately wish I knew.
God, some of this stuff really looks old.
Well, this is one of the oldest buildings left. We don't have a museum or anything, so odds and ends kind of accumulate here.
Look at all these photos. Is that you?
In my awkward phase.
Look at your braids.
We do a big fishing trip with the cannery employees every summer. It dates back to the 30s. Over here.
Oh my god. There they are. Whispers, I'm looking at a bunch of faces I think you'd all recognize too. It's the Wilds from The Real. JB is front and center, beaming. And right behind him...
That's his wife. Cornelia, I think. She's from the New York Coven.
Their daughter looks just like you.
My great aunt. Opal. She's still sharp as a tack.
What do you think she's pointing at?
The old lighthouse, maybe? But yeah, Opal lives in this incredible loft in Manhattan, and every month she hosts these elaborate dinners for the New York side.
Do you hear that?
Nobody should be here right now.
Is there another way downstairs?
No.
Okay. Get behind the desk. I'll hide, in the...
What, like, Tanner, are you crazy? I don't want to hide.
Okay. So, what? You want to rush him?
I'll go out first and start throwing stuff. Then you come out and see if you can push him over the railing or down the stairs.
Suze, you're gonna throw tuna fish fan mail at him? What if he has a gun?
Okay. Here we go.
Susan Wilde.
Yes?
I'm Lenny Clark. I work on the floor. Dale's been paying me to come in a couple nights a week and sweep. You really scared me.
Yeah, you really scared me.
I was about to step out and introduce myself as well when the weirdest thing, in a day full of pretty weird things, happened. I felt this sharp tug, like something wasn't ready to let me step out of that office without a fight. I made eye contact with Susan for a split second and motioned frantically for her to keep Lenny talking.
Does Dale know you're in his office?
Oh, my friend Greg is working on an exhibit, a maritime history exhibit at Town Hall, so I'm just,
Greg Skinner?
Yeah, that's the one.
I used to work next to his dad on the sealer.
The tug pulled me back towards the desk, where I spotted a small silver key tucked under a big glass bowl of what I think were fishing lures. I palmed it and waited to see if I was free to leave. I wasn't.
Oh, yeah?
All 3 times, actually. Nice of your parents to keep giving him second chances. That was their call, right?
Yeah. They were like that.
Glad to hear Greg's doing well, though.
Almost before I knew what I had done, I had used the key to open a rickety old file cabinet tucked away in the corner. So small and unassuming, I still don't know when or how I even noticed it. It contained brittle, yellowed paperwork that seemed to go back to the earliest days of Pacific Rock. And in the bottom drawer, towards the back, I found a folder with a name written on it in elegant, spidery script. Minerva Wilde. The tug let go of me so fast that the breath was knocked out of me.
Is there someone else in there?
Just making sure we had everything we needed for the exhibit. Marlowe Verne, hi.
Marlowe's my journalist. Helping out with the exhibit.
A journalist? Like with the paper?
I generally operate in a more digital space, but...
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
I was painfully aware of the folder tucked under my sweater, and Susan staring at me curiously.
I'll just take this stuff to the car, then. Scream if you need anything.
I started to think nobody was going to come. You're not here for an exhibit, are you?
Did you see something?
Okay, this is off the record, but I had my first night shift 2 days after, Tanner. Normally I'm just supposed to walk around with his flashlight, but that night, all the lights were on. Dale gave me a pry bar, said if I found anything in the walls, I should make sure it wasn't there in the morning.
Anything in the walls?
See that hole in the pipe over there? And the one in the wall next to it? Bullets.
I haven't heard anything about gunfire.
Yeah, that's the thing. Nobody has. Something else happened here that night, and nobody's talking about it.
Holy shit.
Yeah?
Thank you, Lenny.
My little sister played soccer with Tanner. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm here too.
Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. I can't believe we did that. Why did we do that?
You wanted to do it.
Why did you let me? God! Greg is gonna be so pissed if he has to put together another maritime exhibit that nobody goes to. So what did you get?
There was a shootout in the cannery the night Tanner Young died.
What?
And I found something with Minerva's name on it.
Show me. It's just a stock transfer. For the cannery. A lot of nothing legalese.
Someone was transferring stock to her?
Away, it looks like. As a wild, she would have had a claim to at least 20% of the family's holdings after her 18th birthday.
Even back then?
Yeah.
As a woman?
Family's always been pretty progressive. So... Okay. It looks like she signed over all her shares to... JB.
From the live stream? Her brother?
Yeah, which makes sense, I guess.
Susan, in the live stream, you said you knew she vanished.
Yeah?
When? During the Winter of Terror?
Right. Yeah, in 1929.
Are you sure?
According to everything I've seen, and I've seen everything. Why?
Because this is dated November 1932. We stared at each other in the glow of the neon sign of Sadie's Motel. I didn't know how to describe the feeling of being pulled around the cannery office like a puppet on a string. I still don't. Maybe it's just something that happens when you chance on a real mystery, past reason, and past the explicable. You want to come in for a minute and brainstorm this? I can make us some shitty motel coffee.
I think I should probably get going. But I'll see you Friday night?
Yeah, of course. Hey, you're pretty good in a tight spot. You know that, right?
Thanks. It's been coming up a lot recently.
I'm sorry, little recorder battery. It's been a long day for you. Good night, whispers. Good night, ghosts of the Lusitania. Oh, shit. Come on. Let's not play games right now. Where are you? Fumbling around under the bed, my hand landed on what I initially thought was my recorder. But when I picked it up, what I saw was a dented cell phone with a shattered screen. And it was kind of flaking. I turned my cell phone flashlight on to see why. And a layer of dried blood had come off in my hand. And how did I know it was blood? The large rust-colored stain on the underside of the mattress was the main giveaway. The one that was now staring me directly in the face. Keep your ears open. I'm Marlowe Verne, and this is What Happened in Skinner. What Happened in Skinner is produced by Mazama Entertainment, with new episodes every Tuesday. Original music by Aurelie Webb. And I'm your host, Marlowe Verne.